A long time ago, on a comics page far, far away. Greetings and welcome to May the Panel Be With You, the Star Wars comic book show brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network. I'm your humble host, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, the bib fortuna to my salacious crumb, it's John Campbell.
Hey, everybody. Oh, it took a long time, but we're finally here. It's Return of the Jedi. It does feel like we've been doing the Empire to Jedi time period for like 7 years.
Yeah. I mean, some of that is some of the treading water that the Marvel comic has had to do while we get here. And some of that is just because you and I both know how this ends. And so there's a lot of just like, okay, come on. We know where this is going. Come on, guys.
My frequently quoted Holy Grail thing of, get on with it!
But yes, we are covering for the next 4 episodes the official comics adaptation of Return of the Jedi, brought to you by Marvel Comics Group.
Accept no substitutes. We don't care if your friend drew his own version of Return of the Jedi. This baby's official.
Stamped and sealed by the Comics Code Authority.
We're finally putting a stop to all them bootleg adaptations.
Now, honestly, considering how, inaccessible movies kind of were back in 1983, if you didn't see them in theaters, I wouldn't be super shocked if at sci-fi conventions here and there were bootleg comics of Return of the Jedi.
We are definitely, Return of the Jedi, we're cresting into home video is becoming a thing. But it's still kind of newish.
Not everybody had a VCR in their home.
Because it's Batman in 1989 that was the first, quick turnaround, where they actually thought, this summer movie, if we put that out on tape for Christmas, we can probably sell a lot of units.
And that was boy, did they.
Yeah, but even still, you're talking about, several months of turnaround, where now a movie is available to purchase, 2 weeks after it's in theaters a lot of the time?
That's if it did well in theaters.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the next week.
Yeah.
That Monday. It's on iTunes or whatever, But
But yes, we are talking about Return of the Jedi. Look, there's not going to be any surprises in these 4 issues that we're talking about, but we want to come at these adaptations with a fair appraisal of okay, this is an adaptation of a story we know like the back of our hands. What's the good? What's the bad? How does this work as an adaptation of a story if you are maybe reading this in a vacuum, even? Though that prospect is, of course, kind of ludicrous. Because, who buys the comic book adaptation of Return of the Jedi without ever having seen Return of the Jedi? I'm sure someone did.
I'm waiting for the comic. That's the true experience of these stories. I want to meet that person just because I have a lot of questions.
So yes, today we are covering Return of the Jedi #1. This was released in October of 1983, so well past the release of the film itself.
Everybody has seen this movie multiple times.
But we've got some familiar names on our creative team. Let's go to the Wayback Machine all the way to Archie Goodwin. Remember him? He was writing Star Wars for a while.
Baby. And I don't remember him caring that much about it. So that's interesting.
So we've got Archie Goodwin on writing, we've got Al Williamson on pencils, we got Carlos Garzon on inks, Bob Sharon on colors, and Christy Scheel on also colors.
Let me just for context, since we were talking about this, it would not be till 1986 that you could buy a copy of Return of the Jedi for your own home viewing.
Sure, and in those sweet 3 years of time, the the bootleg comic book adaptation ran rampant through the streets.
It was the golden age of the bootleg adaptation.
We've also got our editors of Michael Higgins and Joe Duffy, who is, of course, contemporarily is the contemporary writer of Star Wars while this book is being published.
Yes, absolutely.
And, of course, Jim Shooter is always there lurking.
Like I said, I always just imagine him peeking up over like the cubicles, like do this, or just going Secret Wars.
It's coming.
Don't matter. Do whatever you want, because Secret Wars is coming, baby.
I was digging through my singles yesterday because I'd gotten a couple of frames. I wanted to frame some singles, but I was digging through the like slop that I'd acquired via Free Comic Book Day. And look, I love Free Comic Book Day, but boy, do they hand out a lot of stuff.
I have stopped going to those because I'm like, I'm just going to end up having to toss this shit. Like, I just don't. I've now reached the level as a collector where I'm like, space is an issue, you know, like.
But I found a newsprint style magazine that was printed for Secret Wars, not the Jim Shooter one, but the most recent crossover event.
The Hickman
that
one.
just said the Secret Wars is coming.
Yeah.
It was a very cool little like, oh, that's a charming little artifact.
Yes, very much so. And that was the attitude of that. I mean, it was like when Byrne did Man of Steel, and it was like, Byrne comes to DC. They'd be like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this. I will say,
get into the cover. Boop. There's the cover.
I don't have a ton to say about the cover. It's pretty boring, actually.
Yeah, we got Luke, we got Leia in her Slave Leia outfit. We got a Lando who's kind of miscolored to be Caucasian, but you know. Yeah,
he's been literally whitewashed, you guys.
Yeah.
But it's a dark day for the Star Wars.
It's a number 1 in a 4-issue limited series, Return of the Jedi. Don't forget it.
I wanted to look at something, and for non-pervy reasons, I have just Googled Slave Leia.
John, you gotta really, the start of that sentence is a troublesome beginning.
Well, the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm fixated on her boots on this cover.
Her boots. Oh, I see. That word could have ended differently. Boots with a T.
You guys, come on.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh shit! If she doesn't have those boots,
yeah, they're like little kind of spacey cowboy boots.
Yeah. Let me say, the cinematography does not emphasize them. It is hard to even find any photos where you see her boots. But yes, she is wearing. I mean, they're of course much more vivid yellow here on the comic book cover.
Sure,
but that's the cut of them and stuff. So interesting.
Okay, all
right.
Good to know.
That was my only question. Was just I was just like, I've never noticed the really goofy little boots, but there you go.
Or was that the comic book artist taking license and just giving them weird comic booky boots?
I thought that may be the thing, but I
could have gone either way.
Essentially, those that's essentially the boots she's wearing. Carrie Fisher's wearing in these pictures I'm looking at. So, all right, I'll take those down before I end up on a list.
No, you're already on that list, John.
No, that's more of a like, yeah, that's what we thought.
Yeah, confirmed suspicions.
It seems the type. Says the Dennis Franz that's monitoring my internet usage. Boy, this guy again. Am I right?
Let's get into this issue. Because, yeah, we start out with our credits page. Nothing really going on there except for Luke's lightsaber being blue. Don't worry about it.
I will say I want to talk about Luke's lightsaber being blue is a whole thing, but
also the hilt is just a cylinder, so whatever.
Oh, it's all wrong because but once again, we are people who have studied that lightsaber in great detail.
Yeah,
I've examined it in person at at the Disney thing. Accurate.
Checks out.
But I will say, just look at the credits at the top. So much more grand. This is not just an issue of Star Wars. This is the adaptation. This is the big one.
Stan Lee presents :
the
official comics adaptation of enter logo font Star Wars Return of the Jedi. TM.
Yeah, I like Stan Lee presents where he's just like, yeah, I approve.
A guy who, did he have anything to do with Marvel really in 1983 other than kind of being a figurehead still?
Yeah, no, I mean, at a certain point, post, the mid 70s, Stan was basically PR for them, right? He was just sort of
Right.
the guy who represented Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was, I mean, I'm going to grab this because this is always by my desk, but like he became this. He became the
The bobblehead.
literal, that's what Stan was. He was just the mascot of Marvel at this point. Yeah,
He
Stan.
was busy having arguments with the producer of the Incredible Hulk TV show.
Oh, some of those are hilarious. And just to give people a bit, yes, Stan does sit by my computer every day when I do these. So,
For those of us on YouTube, you could see John's personal
yeah, sorry,
Stanley bobblehead.
I have a Stan Lee bobblehead there, where he's doing a Spider-Man pose, of course.
Of course.
Because there are like a million photos of him doing that. But yeah, there is sort of a thing. And I remember this even as a kid in the 90s where it was still like Stan Lee presents X-Force, Anyway, I wanted to take that note that it just seems like they want this all to seem very cinematic. So even there's this more epic movie credits sort of thing. But yes, here we are in the desert, 3PO and R2 in the distance, and Luke lighting up his flashlight.
Yes. I want to remember the name Ed King here from this page.
Ed King, lettered by Ed King.
The letterer of this book. I'm going to have words for Mr. King going forward.
You and I are going to have some stuff to say. Yeah.
Let's go to the next page, and I'm going to start with what I have to say about Ed King.
Number one, that we know this font better than maybe any font.
Is that going to be your point? The font at the top of this page is just, what if it was comic book?
Yeah. But it's such a weird choice because once again, I'm saying that like maybe, I mean, we used it when I did the opening of our show, the little graphic at the front of the show. I sought out this font because I'm like, it has to be the right font.
That is the like Archie comics. That is the like letters sort of kind of pushed together, drawn on top of each other.
Yeah. It's just like the Star Wars opening stuff is unbelievably iconic. And here they're just like, bleh.
I don't want to be the font guy, but I am sort of by default the font guy.
You cannot want to be, but you are the font. You're the most font guy I've ever met.
I know. I'm aware. Look, I am that SNL sketch about Papyrus made manifest.
Oh, that one of the funniest things that they've done in the last few
years. Papyrus in bold.
Ryan Gosling having a meltdown over the Avatar logo. Anyway. So yes, we get our
opening crawl, but
it's the
a
same
slightly no, it is not.
Oh, it's not?
No, John.
I don't have these memorized. I know, believe it or not. I'm a monster. I know. Here's my fan card. I'm turning it back in.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you out. Make sure you collect all your belongings.
Yeah, sorry. This is my last show, you guys.
So the opening crawl we got in the movie is more focused on Luke Skywalker, main character.
That would actually make sense. All right, let me see here.
Brings us into a more rebel-focused opening crawl. I believe this is from a shooting script.
And we know Jedi went through a lot of changes.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, back on that credits page, Lawrence Kasdan is a name on there, but so is George Lucas, and those two, the power struggle in Return of the Jedi is like a famous back and forth.
I mean, Kasdan really, there's some legendary stories of that writer's room. One of Kasdan's big things was one of the three has to die. Or else what are we doing? Luke, Leia, or Han must die in this movie, or else you're a fucking coward, Lucas.
And, of course, Lucas being, a guy who just wants his stories to have a happy ending. That's what he did.
Lawrence, it's for kids, Like, kids will cry. And Harrison Ford was the one going, it should be me, I should die. He really wanted that to happen. You're right, because this starts with Rebel commanders are planning their next move against the evil Galactic Empire, and the one in the movie starts with Luke Skywalker's return to his home planet of Tatooine in an attempt to rescue his friend Han Solo from the clutches of the vile gangster Jabba the Hutt. That's still in here, but
that's still in here. It's just the second paragraph now.
Yeah.
So this one reads in its entirety, and people listening to this, you can look up the opening crawl for Return of the Jedi and compare for yourself. But
it's okay. I want it stated. It isn't that far off.
No,
but
it's not that far off. But it's clearly
are changed from they and Rebels to Luke Skywalker specifically.
Sure.
Yeah.
This opening crawl reads, Rebel commanders are planning their next move against the evil Galactic Empire. For the first time, all Rebel warships are being brought together to form a single, giant armada. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia have made their way to Tatooine to rescue Han Solo from the clutches of the vile gangster, Jabba the Hutt. Little do they know, the rebellion is doomed. The Emperor has ordered the construction of a new armored space station, more powerful than the first dreaded Death Star.
Whoa. They know that. We saw the thing where they learned that. We read the comic where they all learned that. A couple times.
But John, little do they know!
Yeah. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. It's okay.
I mean, now, the opening crawl in the actual movie says, little does Luke know that they've secretly begun construction on a second. And
yeah, I think he still knows by comics, but anyway.
But, of course, by actual canon as we know it, it's Dash Rendar who finds the Death Star 2 plans.
Is that still canon?
No. God, no. Come on.
Shadow of the Empire's not canon.
No, not even close.
That may have been the first thing to not be canon. Definitively. Fuck no. You must be kidding.
But anyway, we start off in a similar way that the movie does. We've got our Super Star Destroyer in the background. We've got the crescent edge of the Death Star 2 kind of cresting over the moon of Endor. And we've got this Imperial shuttle coming in saying, well, we're cleared for landing, and we've got a passenger who is in no mood to wait. I wonder who it could be.
It looks like it's, when we turn the page, hey, it's Darth Vader.
Oh, hey, we know that guy.
Moments later, when the partially completed battles, they're really hitting on, like, you guys, it's not done.
We've got holes in the siding. We got insulation to put in.
Yeah. Oh, this drywall's going to cost us a fortune. That was the lowest bid. They're taking us to the cleaners.
My Lord Emperor, you demanded shag carpeting on 700 floors. It will take time.
He's force choking a guy over that. You quoted me as quicker pace of schedule. Die! And he force lightnings him.
This track lighting will be the death of me.
That's the fourth contractor you've murdered this week. We're running out of them. Anyway, Lord Vader, we got a sniveling, officer going, oh, what an unexpected pleasure, Lord Vader. This is a big deal for all of us.
This is Commander Jedrod. His name is never said in the movie, but that is his name.
Well, it's said on his action figure backing.
Absolutely.
And he's just like, yeah. You could stop it with the ass kissing.
You got to get this place up and running, because guess who's coming to town?
Yeah, my boss is coming over for dinner. So basically, I mean, it's the thing from the movie, right? It's like, maybe you can explain that to him when he arrives. Like, the Emperor coming here? Yeah. And he's just like, you better be ready. This ain't going on me. Guess who's being thrown under the bus, pal?
Vader's line here is like slightly changed from the movie when he says, I hope so, Jedrod. For your sake, the Emperor will not tolerate no further delay in the final destruction of this outlaw rebellion.
Yeah.
As opposed to the lawful rebellion?
I was going to say, isn't rebellion by nature outlawed? Hey, man, you go ahead and rebel if you want. It's cool with us. I don't think that's anyone's legal,
Again, this
light rebellion.
The script of this comic almost certainly developed based on a shooting script, and something we know very well about scripts developed by George Lucas is they tend to contain more words than actors are actually willing to say. There's
that, and there's also just in general, first drafts, you kind of have permission to overwrite them, right?
Yeah.
Like early drafts are, you often overwrite on the page then yes, and you're right. In particular case of George Lucas, then when you start rehearsing it and stuff, you're going like, oh, you actually don't need that. We don't need to say this guy's name. Period. Oh boy, we're gonna turn the page, and I'm guessing you have some more thoughts about font. In the hands of Jabba the Hutt.
When in the hands of Jabba the Hutt is in the font most regularly associated with the adventures of Garfield and friends.
It looks like the opening to a Popeye cartoon. Oh no, Bluto's captured Han Solo.
Okay. But if Leia is olive oil, does that make... It can't mean Luke is Popeye. Does that mean Han is Popeye?
I guess Han must be Popeye. Well, Luke's no wimpy.
I mean, I'll gladly train you on Dagobah Wednesday for a Jedi lightsaber today.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Yoda's actually a better wimpy. By the way, go over to the IP Squad. You can hear us talk about the Popeye movie.
Yeah. But yeah, Ed King. Come on, man.
Yeah, Ed King, yes. Second, who approved this?
I mean, it would have been the editors of this book, so it was Joe Duffy and the other one.
Yeah, and the rest. Okay, yeah.
So would have been Michael Higgins and Joe Duffy, yeah.
It's so bad. I this is the worst kind of thing. You mentioned this early, but it really is that thing where it's like, it's comics.
Yeah, I don't know. And
we fought against like our whole lives as people who love this medium is to like get away from this like, woo, comic books.
Yeah, and it sounds so like edgy of me to say like, well, it makes it too kiddie, right? And like, yes, I know it's a comic book, but probably for children, based on a movie that is also primarily for kids.
I will amend that. The word I will use is it makes it goofy. It takes the stakes away. It takes, you know what I mean? Especially with Star Wars, it just takes this, it makes this story silly.
Mostly what it does to me is it just creates this sense of dissonance in it, right?
Yeah.
If there's one thing you can say about Star Wars is that it is a cohesive branding experiment most of the time.
Very much so.
And
I mean, especially going forward, for sure.
But the times in which it's not stand out like sore thumbs. And that is things like the Ewoks and Droids cartoons or the Christmas special or like stuff like this.
It's very, it can be hard to say what Star Wars is. And people, God knows, people argue about it online. But I will say the things that are definitively agreed upon as not Star Wars are pretty agreed upon. You know what I mean? Like, we can all say that ain't Star Wars.
So, anyway. Font aside.
Font aside?
This is committing fonticide, in fact. But yeah, we're at Jabba's palace, and we got our droids rolling up. I think he's
going to the head for fonticide. All right, now.
I was a little surprised we didn't get any of the Luke in the cave making his lightsaber deleted scene, because we've seen in previous adaptations that some of the deleted scenes have made their way in.
And that's a cool scene. I mean, but anyway, we start like the movie does with 3PO and R2 making their way through the desert to Jabba's palace.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, Lando never came back from this place. Why can't they send Chewie to take care of this?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I mean, it's classic scared 3PO.
Yep. We get the little eyeball. T-chuta, i-wuta, what?
Yeah, I believe that is exactly what it says in the movie.
We got 3PO doing a little Huddies, and then what's this? The door opens.
The big old door opens up, and here we go. It's our old friend Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, Ewanewanga.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that like maybe the best part of Return of the Jedi, or one of the highlights, is this opening sequence. The breakout of Han Solo from Jabba's palace is a great little short film unto itself.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we take what we knew about Tatooine in that it's a terrible place and there are hives of scum and villainy. And what if we took that hive of scum and villainy and cranked it up to 11? And the captioning here even kind of says as much.
And it's some of the best, like, I mean, one of the reasons that we do remember stuff like Bib Fortuna or Salacious Crumb is they are great dirtbag aliens.
Sure. We love a little Kowakian a lizard monkey that goes.
He was the precursor to the Crypt Keeper, folks.
Crypt Keeper predates Salacious Crumb, doesn't he? No?
In concept from the comics, yes, but in design for the show, no.
Oh, interesting.
Because the Crypt Keeper of the Tales from the Crypt comics isn't really like the Crypt Keeper puppet that's in the show.
Sure.
But no, the Crypt Keeper puppet, that would be late 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we're a few pages into this, I gotta ask, John, what do you think of Al Williamson's work here?
I think it's okay. He also did the Empire Strikes Back one, which I think we agreed was a slightly more polished than a lot of the other ones. It does feel like some of it, and I also remember him doing the Blade Runner adaptation and the Flash Gordon adaptation from this era. I like him because he draws a little bit more realistic, and he really gets into like shadows. There's a moodiness to his work that, while maybe doesn't match what the movie looks like, I think is just more engaging than a lot of the art we see in the book on a week-to-week basis.
Right. And a lot of that I think we can also credit to Carlos Garzon on inks, obviously.
Inks, and also the colors are very specific. The way like 3PO and Bib Fortuna are in vivid color, and then the Gamorrean guards are like kind of blue as if they're in the shadows. That kind of stuff is, I also think, of being very Williamson art, and the coloring work that he inspires.
Yeah, because we have Bob Sharon and Christy Scheel on colors, and I like how, especially when we get into Jabba's palace and throne room proper, we have these like splashes of color for each weird alien that's in the frame here. We've got Jabba as this big orange-brown thing. We've got a weird tentacular alien in the background as a green. We've got Ula, our Twi'lek dancer, as a big splash of pink.
Did you know the name of the dancer? That's
John,
pretty deep.
Come on.
Yeah. Once again, it was on the card back of the. Anyway, I like whenever we get Williamson, because the other thing I think that works about him for the adaptations is he's gonna give you the likenesses you recognize.
Sure.
This looks like 3PO without question. This looks like Bib Fortuna. Even if there's some stylized stuff with like the coloring and the shadows, they're gonna look like the actors, and the designs.
I mean, and let's get to the next page where we have our big glory shot of Jabba the Hutt here.
Yeah, he looks great.
Boshuda.
Boshuda to you as well. Yeah. It's great, and it captures the weirdness of, and it doesn't feel. It feels like the weirdness of Jabba's palace in the movie, not the weirdness of Marvel's idea of weird aliens.
Sure, because especially on this page with Jabba, we get a few weird aliens in the background that are just like background sketches of weirdos that are hanging out here. I don't think any of these aliens, or at least not these specific looking aliens, are actually hanging out in the movie. But it does give you the sense of weird Star Wars aliens, not weird Marvel Star Wars aliens.
Once again, we don't know what they have to go off of reference. I'm wondering if some of these aliens are unused concepts for Jabba's palace. While not in the movie, maybe were in some piece of McQuarrie art or something that he got. Anyway, it looks great.
Yeah. Going on to the next page, we get what is maybe my favorite panel in this particular issue, which is when we start projecting the image of Luke Skywalker and his message to Jabba. I think Williamson really knocks the whole like hooded mysterious figure drawing as a hologram art here in this bottom left panel.
Well, this has always been my argument for why I think it was the right idea to cut the scene of him building the lightsaber. Because I remember even as a kid seeing this movie, whenever you would watch it, and like after seeing 2 movies with Luke, when we first see him as this hologram in his hood, and he's just like, "Give me back my friend, or I'm gonna kill everybody." And you're just like, "Holy shit, Luke is a badass now." Maybe
not in so many words.
No, but that's sort of what he implied. He is just so laser focused where it's like, Jabba, here's how, right? Like,
I know your anger with Captain Solo is huge. Huge anger.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Huge.
word that's changed. Exalted One. But I'm sure we can devise a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Yeah, and he's like, and then of course the thing that is in the movie obviously is like, I'm giving you these two droids, and 3PO's like, what? That wasn't part of the deal. Oh dear.
I like the aside in the captioning here, because the comics obviously know that Boba Fett's a bigger deal than maybe the movies make him out to be. So even the captioning here says, the notion brings rude howls and sniggering from most of the gathered in the chamber, except for one whose business it is to never underestimate any foe, the bounty hunter, Boba Fett.
Game recognized game, man. Dude, where he's just like, hey man, let's not be laughing. And you know what I like about this? The glow of the blue hologram reflecting off of his armor.
And there's kind of like a reflection of Luke's hood in his breastplate. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Where it's just, and once again, it is. I mean, that is the cool thing about Boba Fett. Before we really knew anything about him, the helmet that covers his whole face, so he always seems to just be stone faced and calculating. It's great.
So, Luke hands over the droids. They're going, what? And then we get this bit here where I don't know how I feel about this. So usually in Star Wars comics, whenever you have characters who would normally be speaking some kind of alien language, generally you'll get the bracketed speak, right?
What they're saying, yeah.
Yeah. But before, like, the only other line of dialogue we've gotten from Jabba the Hutt so far has been 2 instances of Boshuda, which is not English.
Not that I'm familiar with.
And so then when Jabba immediately turns and goes and says, "True, we will keep this gift, Pib Fortuna, and there will be no bargain. I have no intention of giving up my favorite decoration."
It's very weird to, once again, imagine Jabba the Hutt speaking English, or basic as it would be here.
The few Hutts we've seen speaking basic have been somewhat indefensible in terms of their presentation.
What are you talking about? Capote the Hutt.
Yeah, Zero the Hutt on Clone Wars is the prime example of why Hutts should stick to speaking
Are you
Huttese.
saying I might be a terrible stereotype?
Just a little bit, Zero. Just a little bit.
Hey, thanks, Zero, for joining the show. Oh, no problem, you guys. I have to go see a speech therapist about my lisp.
Yeah. That's a thing that exists.
Yeah, folks. I mean, look, we love Star Wars. We take the good with the bad, but we're not foolish enough to not recognize when they've made some missteps.
Yeah.
But only we can say that, because we criticize out of love.
Jabba laughing because, of course, Han Solo is a piece of set dressing.
There he is, the iconic. I've got a statue of it in the other room. I think a lot of people do. Han and Carbonite, the classic. And then he's just like, he's frozen.
Interesting that they leave the scene of the droids getting brought down to the weird, like, droid slavery enforcer.
Yeah, that's still in here.
Yeah, because, like, look, in a comic book adaptation, you're always looking to sort of, like, cut corners and find scenes that you can sort of leave out because of the economy of space you have to deal with. This one just feels like a weird include to devote half a page to.
Because you do realize when you see this laid out, you're like, right, the beginning of Return of the Jedi is a lot of 3PO and R2, which is kind of going back to the beginning of the original movie, too.
Right, yeah, totally.
But yeah, so it's like when you include all this, and so yeah, we get this whole scene. It's not just like, and then the droids are marched up. It's like, no, they're marched deep into the stronghold to a boiler room filled with steam machinery and the electronic screeches of fellow mechanicals in torment. Have fun sleeping tonight, kids.
Remember, this is also the movie that established that droids feel pain.
Yeah. We've got the droid that's like strung up by its arms and he's got no legs. Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's that bit in this sequence in the movie where you have the gonk droid turned upside down, its feet waggling as the hot irons are lowered onto it.
Oh, like I'd ever forget that. Thanks a lot, Star Wars. Yeah.
When I think about torture, that's one of the first things that pops into my head.
By the way, you know that Lucas's first choice to direct Return of the Jedi, of course, was David Lynch. This would have been half the movie if it was Lynch, right?
Oh, God, that's one of the most fascinating brain puzzle what ifs of film history is what if David Lynch had directed Return of the Jedi?
My favorite story about that is, and it surprises no one, it was the Ewoks that he was intrigued, and then they described the Ewoks, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't do cute." Look, George, I don't know how to film that. I don't understand what heartwarming.
Now, imagine the Ewoks if they had been patchy and mange ridden. Yeah, I think we could have gotten somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go make Dune. That seems much more fucked up.
There's going to be a guy attached to a cat in a box.
Yeah. It's going to be a nightmare. Yeah. I just get the sense whenever I heard Lynch talk about it, he was just like, look, I took the meeting, but even I was like, I don't think I'm the guy for this. I don't know what you've seen in my work that makes you think I could do this, but okay.
Anyway,
it is crazy.
3PO gets assigned to be a translator, and R2 gets to go serve drinks.
I do always love, drink waiter, bar waiter, R2 in the movie. They just got his little serving tray and stuff.
All right, so we get back up to Jabba's palace. We get a scene, basically, that in the movie, depending on which edition you are watching, is a musical breakdown of sorts.
Eat two check a wow, dude. Well.
Hey, we get a pinup of Cy Snoodles at the back of this issue.
Yeah, because he's a design. I mean, and you know what? He should have maybe Cy
Snoodles is the weird, lumpy with the long tubular, who is actually the ex-lover of Zero the Hutt, lest we forget.
Yeah, that my mistake there. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, she was a design, and it's one of those things. It's like maybe that was best left on because I even remember being a kid in '97 and going to see all those special editions of the theater, and even as a kid going like, why do we need this?
Because I forget. Now here's where I start to stumble. I forget what the shouty little furball guy's name is in the Max Rebo band.
I don't.
Because obviously Max Rebo's the blue elephant-looking guy who's on the keyboards.
Oh, of course, iconic. The Max Rebo band. I'm sorry. I just typed in the Max Rebo band, and his Wikipedia entry is his full name, which is Maximilian Rebo, which just makes me
that.
Please call me Max.
Yeah, he's keeping it chill. He's keeping it cool. He's got to get to the gig, man.
Yeah. I confirmed because I was like, does he die in Book of Boba Fett? No, Rebo survives. However, some of the band is killed, according to Wikipedia.
Not the first time Rebo's had to replace band members.
Yeah, they said Rebo once again survived an explosive experience. Anyway, sorry. The Max Rebo band members are. So I just love the idea of these are maybe the songs you might remember them playing. No.
Oh, they're hit singles.
Let's see. Yeah, so the aforementioned Nice Snoodles. We've got Droopy McCool.
Droopy McCool, of course.
That's right up. That's getting close to Sleaze Bagano, though.
He's on he's on the keytar, I think, is Droopy McCool.
Droopy McCool is on the flute.
I was on the flute, my bad.
He played the Chindicalo flute.
Of course.
Let's see. Drummers are Akrev and Umpaste.
Of course.
The name of the singer guy that you're referencing is perfect. His name is Joe Yowza.
How could I have forgotten?
That's J-O-H, Joe Yowza.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, Joe Yowza not featured in this comic book, unfortunately, because he was a complete invention of the special edition.
Yeah, Yowza, he was an original member of the band. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, he was not. It was Maximilian Rebo, Cy Snoodles, and Droopy McCool were the original members, and then he joined. God,
Yeah.
there's a whole history. I can't wait for the. You know what somebody should make is the like Beatles-esque documentary about the Max Rebo band.
There is in one of the From a Certain Point of View books.
Yeah,
that
would
is
be
one of the stories, is the like retrospective on, or no, the retrospective was on the Cantina band. That was on Figure and Dan and the Modal Nodes.
There you go. But I just love the idea about like, it was around that time that I decided to join up with Max Rebo and his band. They've been playing a few gigs. You hear?
I believe Max Rebo does get a story in basically all the other From a Certain Point of View books.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, he's a perfect choice for that. But yeah, and once again, his alien race is a Yuzum, folks.
We love a Yuzum.
Yuzum. All right, there you go. There's your history corner.
Anyway, Jabba's gonna kill a woman by feeding her to the Rancor.
Oh, also, can we talk about that they've all switched back to Huttese at this point? They're not speaking basic anymore.
Da Etha Bosca.
Yeah, I just love the idea about like the comic plays fast and loose with like you've really got to commit here.
Yeah, but it doesn't. So anyway,
yeah. And yes, of course, this is the scene from the movie where they drop the dancer into the Rancor pit.
And shortly thereafter, we have a mysterious bounty hunter showing up with a chained Wookiee in tow.
Hey, I know that Wookiee.
Yeah, it's Chewbacca.
And that's that's a petite little bounty hunter.
Yeah, who could that be? Anyway, they've got a thermal detonator.
Yeah. Because he's holding a thermal detonator!
It's interesting, the bounty hunter Leia, because that's who this is, obviously, is actually given a lot more dialogue in the comic book, because in the movie, it's a lot of saying things in a different language and 3PO translating. In this, they just give her straight up the dialogue.
Voice, right, the voice sounded like this. It was yeah.
And then I do think that it is like they'll be picking a smelly hide out of every crack in the room. I'm holding a thermal detonator. And then Jabba's like, what did he say? And then 3PO's like, he's going to release that thermal detonator. You can see why, even if this was how it was written, it's so clunky.
Yeah.
It's so
almost McClunky. Yes.
Yeah, we both went there. Yeah. Man, this script is beyond clunky. It's McClunky.
Oh, dear.
So anyway, yeah, it is just kind of like, because that's an oft reference line, right? Is the thing about he's holding a thermal detonator, and
the whole exchange here is Leia saying, "Tell that swollen garbage bag that he better do better than that when the offer of 25,000 is rejected, or they'll be picking his smelly hide out of every crack in the room. I'm holding a thermal detonator." Jabba says, "Well, what did he say? Talk droid, out with it." 3PO then says, "Oh dear, your grandness, he respectfully disagrees with your exaltedness and begs to reconsider. And he'll release the thermal detonator he's holding."
Yeah, you just like that's not very snappy.
Yeah, not really. But Jabba's amused and says, "Hey, I'll give you 35 if you don't blow us all up."
I like your style. Yeah. And so they hand over Chewbacca.
Again, there is music and noise, loud and boisterous, and there are jeers and taunts as guards haul the Wookiee prisoner away, past a throng of totally hostile strangers, with perhaps one exception.
That'd be Lando, who is
That's Lando.
A black man in the actual comic.
Yes, dressed as, of course, a palace guard with a weird spiky face mask thing.
Always loved it. It was weird and random. Once again, we've seen the comics try to explain these looks, and I'm always just like, you know what? I like that I just don't know what the hell's going on, that they just have these helmets.
And that, like, we're just thrown into the middle of this mission.
It's
one of the things that's always... It's a good thing that the movie does, but one of the things that's always, like, bugged me a little bit is, so what is the plan that Leia and Luke and Lando have come up with here?
Right.
Because it seems like the plan falls apart, and then Luke has to sort of improvise. But then also he was planning on having to improvise the whole time.
It seems like the plan is just wait for everyone to go to sleep and then Leia just busts Han out?
Right. And if that works, great. But then 3PO and R2 are still trapped.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't quite understand. No, it's maybe not completely well thought out. It kind of actually ends up working out the best it could have by not working.
Sure. But it just seems like Luke and Leia are sort of at odds here in terms of like what their strategies are.
Well, and also it would have just started the cycle again, right? Because then Jabba, with Jabba still alive, he would have then been after the rebels and Han again.
Yeah. Anyway.
Again. I mean, the fact that they end up taking out all their enemies is also a real boon for them.
We have Leia freeing Han. Han's like, I can't see. I'm blind.
Leia, I'm blind. I can't see anything.
It's hibernation sickness.
And then, of course, the who are you anyway? If this was the line in the original script, it's definitely better in the movie. I'm someone who loves you, hotshot. She just says someone who loves you in the script. Once again, we know could easily have been a Carrie Fisher. She was always altering the dialogue because she was actually quietly and still kind of unsung as one of the best screenwriters ever in Hollywood.
Doing punch up for 40 plus years on any number of scripts.
It's incredible the amount of stuff, and just never talked to. I mean, didn't not talk about it, but didn't bring it up, didn't ask for credit, just quietly worked away. Yeah, she was like a genius writer. It's just, I think that's so cool. She was just like, yeah, I don't need the applause.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a trap, as we will undoubtedly hear from a certain
if only
fishman later.
Mon Calamari Admiral had been here, none of this would have happened.
Yeah. Akbar would have pointed this straight out.
Yep. That's a trap. Anyway, he's busy doing whatever at this point. So anyway, yes, I've always loved in the movie too, as it is in the comic, just the curtain opening is just like,
I was back here the whole time.
Not only is Jabba back there waiting, like all of the weirdos who are hanging out are also back there.
And they're like, hey, keep it down. No, don't ruin it. It's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be great. Shh.
Shut up.
How is Salacious Crumb not back there going like...
They've got him gagged, actually. They put a little duct tape over his mouth. Anyway, yeah. And so... and once again, Jabba speaking basic.
Yeah, he's like, too late, Solo. You may have been the best pilot in the business, but now you're bantha fodder.
I do like, as in the movie, I do like Han immediately, even though he just got out of carbonite, being like, right back to Han stuff. He's like, Jabba, here's the thing. I was on my way to pay you. I was so close. I was about to turn onto your street.
I'll get you triple, I swear.
Yeah, it's just like, that is so in character for him, of just ever like, I've got a way out of this. All right, I'm going to talk my way out of this. And no, not this time though.
It's interesting that there's an exchange that happens in the panel here that says, of the two guards near Princess Leia, one hesitates on the verge of defying the order. And that's not a thing in the movie, like this exchange between Leia and Lando here.
No.
So I'm wondering if that was in the original like shooting script.
My guess is yes, because it feels like something where they would just be like, actually, we don't need that. That just slows the
like sotto voce whispering when you're surrounded by guys always reads as weird when you're not in a stage production.
It's a thing that drives me insane. But he's right there. How did you not care? All right. Anyway, they all get what I don't love the Leia, like, I understand it's in the movie where she's supposed to be like disgusted by Jabba's breath, but the way it's drawn here, she's like,
Yeah, there's kind of like, I don't know, sexy disgust. How else would you describe that?
Sexy disgust is pretty accurate. It's just a thing where I'm like, I'm not sure a drawing can actually capture that move from an actor.
Well, because it's less of a grimace here and more of a like wilting, like parted mouth faint.
Yeah. Instead it should be more like, ugh.
Yeah, gritted teeth and kind of disgusted looking eyes. Yeah.
It does look like she's about to pass out and this Gamorrean catches her.
Yeah.
But anyway, talk about the real reunion we care about, Chewie and Han.
Of course.
The real, love story at the center of Star Wars.
I mean, I'm always struck by that scene in the movie when, like, Han settles down on Chewie's lap and Chewie's just petting Han.
I mean, it really. I'm only kind of partially joking about, but like their relationship is really the scene when they shut the doors because Han's out there and the Chewie lets out that scream in Empire.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff, it really is one of the most enduring. It's one of the most impact. I mean, look in Force Awakens when Han dies, the first person we cut to is Chewie.
Yeah,
And that
that's true.
guttural scream and that badass moment when he just like, fuck you, Kylo Ren.
Anyway, Chewie catches Han up. Han has everyone's getting delusions of grandeur.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, come on.
And then we have what is maybe my favorite caption work in this issue, which is
this is cool.
We get our shadow of Luke coming down the palace steps, and the caption says, "He comes alone, unarmed, and the stronghold's normal defenses cannot halt or slow that coming."
It reminds me of one of my favorite things, and I rarely do this on this show, but anyone who's listened to my other shows expects me to step very briefly into 007 corner. But it reminds me of one of my... I'm not going to do it. One of my favorite Bond movies, Live and Let Die, which is the one with voodoo and tarot cards. But there's a thing where the gangster's tarot card reader is talking about, there's a man of violence. He comes over water. He brings destruction. And they cut to Bond flying into New York. It's that similar thing about just like, and in comes a guy who's about to just destroy everything, man. And there is no stopping this guy.
And obviously in the movie, it's so much cooler when Luke just waves a hand and the two Gamorrean guards start choking and backing up.
I mean, I remember it does the memory of watching this movie as a kid and just being like, God, Luke Skywalker is so badass here.
Mm-hmm.
It's why Star Wars, even if I have faults, like Return of the Jedi is my least favorite of the three, but it's still, I always talk about, there's some weird stuff I don't like in it, but it nails all the big moments. But it's the journey of Luke is so satisfying, and why it worked. One of the big reasons it's such a perfect trilogy is it really rewards you, really follow this journey. And so when he's a full-on superhero in this last movie, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it's that aspirational, like, ascent to what it is to be a Jedi. A word that meant nothing 2 movies ago is now, no, this is Jedi. This is the return of the Jedi.
Yeah, man. He rules. And yeah, he just comes in and it's just, and this, I meant this is the scene where he says the thing where now it's like, I tried to be nice the first time, man, but now you give me Han and my friends or I'm killing everybody.
I am taking Captain Solo and his friends, Jabba. You can profit or be destroyed. It's your choice. I warn you not to underestimate my powers.
He's not yelling. It's that cool thing where he's just like, this is what's going to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very particular set of skills. You know?
And of course, mind tricks don't work on Jabba. Jabba's amused by this child playing Jedi. And there's only one solution to this, and that's to throw him in the pit.
Throw him in that pit. And yeah, I mean, God, once again, the opening half hour of Jedi is just some of the best Star Wars.
Oh, and I mean, like, is the Rancor not maybe the coolest creature in the first 3 movies?
I mean, certainly in terms of being like a legit monster, no question.
Sure, because like you're comparing it to like maybe the Exogorth or the Wampa from Return from Empire.
Those are, unfortunately, I think, done in by their technology. Their roles are limited. This thing is really like, there is a giant vicious creature in front of Luke Skywalker that is going to eat him.
And boy, is it drawn super ugly here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the weird, like, the eyes aren't symmetrical.
It's got the Quasimodo face kind of going on.
You're just like, Jesus!
I will say the fight with the Rancor is somewhat abbreviated here, as we kind of got to keep this issue moving.
Yeah, well, we had to include that part with 3PO and R2 down with the other droids.
So Luke gets grabbed. He jams the bone into its mouth. He makes a break for it. We get him. We don't even see him like throw the skull. The captioning just says,
Yeah.
"But past the gate, the way to safety is barred, and the gate's controls lie beyond those bars." As the Rancor, angrier than ever, comes snarling after him, Luke hurls a skull scooped from the holding cave's floor.
I do like what's not in the movie is the little burst of gore of this thing getting.
Well, and the scale of the Rancor is sort of all over the place in this particular issue.
It definitely is. I do once again wonder what are they what are they going off of?
A maquette, probably.
Yeah. There's just like it's gonna look like that. Probably a photo of a maquette, Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I give them some leeway on that.
And of course, we don't have time for the weeping Rancor trainer, but
one of the best and weirdest things in the movie.
it's the one guy in the apron just being like, "You killed my boy, my sweet prince."
I raised him since he was a pup.
Do Rancors have pups? I wonder what Rancor.
I don't know.
Rancors are called.
In that little improv I just did was in the half second of like, what do I call it?
Yeah.
By the way, I know Han is blind in the movie. I don't remember his eyes literally being white as a result of that, though.
Look, that's how you gotta show blindness in comic books. That's just how that works.
They're like, you ever drawn Matt Murdock like that?
Because we get all of our heroes assembled in the throne room here, and Han's got his weird white pupils, and they're going to get cast into the Pit of Carkoon. What's in the Pit of Carkoon? Why, it's the all-powerful Sarlacc, of course.
Oh, hell yeah. But of course, so they I mean, I always love the sail barge sequence.
Sail barge is just cool design.
I want to look again. They don't have my favorite Han line in this. Which is, I was born here, or I grew up here. You're going to die here.
Yeah, no. Instead, we just have this exchange between Han and Luke. Han says, "I think my sight's getting better, kid. Instead of a big dark blur, I see a big bright blur." And Luke saying, "Believe me, Han, you're not missing anything. I grew up here."
Yeah.
And the rejoinder that Han, of course, throws back is, you're going to die here.
Which is very Han Solo.
Yeah.
This comic is missing, and I don't know where in the drafts this happened, but some of what I think of, I don't know if he wrote that line, but some of at least what I associate with Kasdan being the guy who really wrote the Han Solo stuff, wrote those quippy, snarky remarks. You're going to die here, right? I mean, it's also the guy who wrote Indiana Jones. I mean, that's what Kasdan has that Lucas never had, is that bam, 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 snappy banter.
Sure. Lucas wants characters that can deliver snappy banter, but being able to write it himself has always been a bit of a hurdle.
And and if you've ever seen the movies Kasdan directed, they're all that. He didn't make genre movies. He made highly verbal, movies that were either comedies or dramas where people are just hyper intelligent dialogue. But anyway, and then meanwhile we've got Leia chained up still with Jabba as he's raising his weird goblet.
Yeah, and he's got this line here, "Don't stray too far, my lovely. After the amusement outside ends, you'll soon begin to appreciate me." So
he's gonna assault her.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's definitely implied that Jabba's getting up to that shit, but...
Sure. I mean, I look, the whole thing, but like him expressly saying like that's going to happen is like... Ugh.
Yeah, it's gross. But look, Jabba's not a good dude, and Leia's going to choke him to death here pretty soon.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, and so they're going out to the Sarlacc pit, which of course in this place is still the classic hole with teeth from the theatrical version. And a couple of tentacles in there. But we have this line of dialogue here from Luke that sort of explains what the plan is here that is not in the movie. So we have Han saying, "I don't mean to seem ungrateful, but if this is your big plan, Luke, so far I'm not crazy about it." And Luke comes back with, "Jabba's palace was too well guarded. I had to get you out of there. Just stay close to Chewie. I'll take care of everything." Yeah. Implying that getting them thrown into the Sarlacc pit was the plan the whole time? Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of. I mean, here's the thing about it, and this is classic like movie plans, right? There's a lot of things that they could not have accounted for. I guess it didn't really, but like the idea that R2 has his lightsaber, I guess R2 didn't have to be out on the barge. But so I guess maybe the idea is once R2 was assigned to the sail barge, it behooved them to also be out there because that's where Luke's lightsaber was.
But that implies that R2 has a way of communicating with anybody.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of things that just sort of break in their favor. Which is
basically
like,
everything.
That's very true about a lot of movie plans where you're like, well, you guys couldn't have accounted for that, you know?
Yeah.
There's no
Again,
way you
a lot of this is like, I feel as though it's always been in my head that Luke is sort of rolling with the punches here and trusting in the Force and finding his way through.
That's
classic Skywalker fashion.
Absolutely, and that's why when you add in this dialogue, you're going like, so this was the goal.
Yeah.
It's best, and I think maybe they realize that too. They're like, you know what? Once again, they cut out. It's like the thing with Lando and Leia too. They cut out a lot of these asides because it's a movie, and I think they're just like, oh, we don't. Once again, because you can't see it, you always overwrite the screenplay because you want the action to be clear on a page. But once you see people doing it, you're like, oh, they actually don't need to say that.
Right. But then, of course, below, it's the Sarlacc pit.
Yep.
To be continued.
Yeah.
That's the end of the issue.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a fine cliffhanger.
Yeah. And then we've got some pinups here at the end. We've got a really gross-looking Bib Fortuna.
Yeah. I mean, more gross than usual because he's doing like a...
We got Cy Snoodles. We got the Rebo Band. We got Droopy McCool there in the background playing the flute.
Take it, McCool.
We get Salacious Crumb in all his weird-looking glory.
Mm-hmm. Kids, make sure you ask for a toy of him.
And, of course, everyone's favorite character, Imperial Shuttle.
Also, make sure to put that on your Christmas list.
Oh, look. Imperial Shuttle, that was a hot ticket item because if I remember correctly, the back could open and the front could clamshell open to put figures inside.
Oh, yeah. I never had that one. That one was cool, though.
I definitely had the Lego set of the Imperial Shuttle.
The big one for me was the Falcon, and once I got that, it was sort of like... and I had an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, and I was sort of like...
Did you have the Falcon, or did you have the Falcon that was actually a case for all the other figures?
No, I had the Falcon. And the thing that was cool about it was you could take the top of it slid off, and then it was the interior of the so you could have them at the hollow chest table. Then you could open the cockpit and put them in. Yeah, you could play out all the stuff. It was a prized possession, and it had the buttons that made all the noises, so you could fire the lasers and stuff, you know.
It's like I had a Falcon, but it was like you opened it up like a briefcase, and it had slots for all the figures in there.
I remember, yeah, the figure. I had the Vader helmet carrying case was the one I had. Yeah, but yeah, same idea. The days, and I also acted like I didn't just buy a Star Wars toy like yesterday.
But yeah, that was issue number 1 of the Return of the Jedi. 1 of 4. So for the next 3 weeks, we'll be covering us some Return of the Jedi.
You know how movies are always broken into 4 parts.
Look, a 4-act structure is a classic piece of cinema history.
Yeah, your 4 acts.
It's the rising action, the middle bit, the climax, and the falling action.
Yeah, there you go. That's how stories are told, folks. Well, if you want to hear us talk about even more stories, you can head over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/punchup, that's punchupent. Get cool exclusive bonus content, as well as help support all the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network. Plus, you get access to archives of classic older episodes and some of our stuff that's behind the paywall now, including the earliest episodes of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters.
Yes, indeed. And you can also check us out over on YouTube, youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. While you're there, you can watch this show, see our beautiful faces, read the comic along with us, look at that goddamn font that Ed King used.
Feel Gorgoni's rage.
You can also enjoy a lot of our YouTube exclusive stuff, like Punch Up Plays, and there was that Christmas special thing you did with Kinsey.
Yep.
And also, by the time you're listening to this, by the end of October, celebrating the 7th anniversary of Material Components, we're going to be, releasing a mini campaign that has been edited and sort of produced by a friend of the show, Reed Morris. He's done a fantastic job putting this all together, but it's called Shadow Kingdom. It's a Material Components mini campaign run by another friend of the show, Cole Fiala, in which I am actually playing a character and not running the game. Super excited for Shadow Kingdom. Check it out over on our YouTube page. And while you're there, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know below. What do you think about, I don't know, the various members of the Max Rebo band? I think they were better back in the 60s, but that's just me.
You know what? Give us a pitch for a Max Rebo song. Just the name. Just give me the name of a Max Rebo song.
Okay, we got to put a playlist together of Max Rebo songs.
Yeah. I just enjoy that there's like all their famous hits. Here's their singles, you know.
But I think that's going to do it for us this week. As always, I have been Mike Ergoni.
I'm John Campbell.
And as always, may the panel be with you.